Very good morning to you, Wahiga Maora, and we're coming to you live from Nyeri County, like you said, and like you rightly put it, we have seen a lot of protests taking place in this particular county in matters coffee, and what has been happening is that a lot of farmers take their coffee to coffee societies, and what happens is that pulping is done in a setting like you see behind me there, and then what happens there is that coffee, as it comes from the farm, it's pulped, and after that it's dried in areas like you can see behind me or next to me. But now, Wahiga Maora, the most important thing that is taking place in this particular farm is that one farmer has decided to do what most cooperative societies have not been able to do. He's able to not only pulp his coffee and dry it, but he's able to actually go ahead, process it to the extent that he dries it and more. And so I'm going to be taking you very briefly through what happens, and this particular journey will show you how coffee can move from 100 shillings a kilo or less to about 2,000 shillings a kilo. And here is the farmer, and he's going to briefly tell us or take us through what exactly is happening. Kindly, sir, tell us who you are and very briefly tell us what is happening in this particular stage.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Duo Madenge. I'm a farmer from Breadgate Organic Coffee. And where you are just arrived now, this is where we do our hulling. Hulling means you remove the top cover from the parchment.
That means removing the top cover, like you can see from here to this.
This is the parchment. This is the green coffee. You remove this cover and then use this green coffee to make your coffee.
All right, that is the first process. The first process just come. The first process. After that, it goes to the second process, and I want you to note that nothing is being added to this coffee. So it's something that farmers can be able to do. Kindly help us understand what happens in this second stage.
After that green coffee, you just bring it. This is a roaster. The roaster roasts coffee. The coffee becomes, we make it medium, and the other one we make dark roast. And you can see what we are using. We are just using a very simple way of having the offcuts from coffee, very small coffee that are old. Then use them for energy and to roast this coffee.
All right. And then after that, we go to the third processing point. Where do we go next after this?
This is the cooling. The coffee is cooled. Then we come here, we grind the coffee. You can see this machine grinding the coffee.
This is where the coffee is ground. As you can see, this is ground coffee. Now, Wahiga, this is the third process after what the farmers do. This is just the third coffee. Now we go to the next stage that happens. What happens now after that?
This coffee, after that, you come and pack your coffee. We use this packing machine. We pack our coffee. You can see our coffee.
All right, this is samples of the coffee that has been packed.
This is the coffee that we have already been packed. And then this coffee, we don't use fertilizer, we don't use chemicals. This coffee is organic. And this coffee is packed. Then we take to our hotels, to other supermarkets for sales.
All right, let us talk now money. How much money have you put in this particular plant, for example?
This plant, we have put about 50 million to buy the machines and to put up what we have now as the processing.
All right. How much does it cost, for example, for you to be able to take the coffee? For example, how much would you sell your coffee from the farm if you went and took it to a cooperative society? And now that you've packed this coffee, how much do you sell this coffee?
Before, when we are taking our coffee to the cooperative or selling our coffee, we are being paid, not selling actually. The farmer does not sell coffee. The farmer is paid. So the farmer does not decide or decide the prices of coffee, because there is a lot of colonial inhabitation by the other people, the big people, that the brokers, that use the farmer not to get money but to make the prices of the coffee. So that time we are being paid 40 shillings, 50 shillings. The most that I was paid was 80 shillings. So I decided I'm the owner of the coffee. I have the title deed. I brand my coffee. I get my coffee. I take my coffee to my factory, and then why should I be losing money? So I decided to put up a processing plant. This processing plant, we have our hotels. We sell our coffee 1 kilo at 2,000 shillings. So making money through that coffee. So the farmer has got gold. What we need is only value addition to farmers' coffee and set the farmer free. Let us liberalize coffee. Let us not use the farmer as only the person who goes working and the broker buys a Mercedes. The other people buy Mercedes when the farmer cannot even buy a wheelbarrow, and he is the owner of coffee.
All right. And maybe finally, why have we not seen farmers or cooperatives come up with policies or be able to build such a plant finally?
You know, agriculture as per the devolution, the new constitution, agriculture is under the county government. So the people to blame is the governors, because it's not the national government. Coffee and agriculture now is under the county government. So leadership is very, very important in each organization.
Yes. Thank you, Wahiga. Wahiga, who I have taken you through this process is to just help you see about 50 million shillings, a society that has about 8,000 farmers can be able to actually put up such a plant. And for what a farmer gets, for example, there are farmers who are getting as little as 20 shillings per kilo, Wahiga. And if they can be able to invest in such a plant, then that price of the same commodity shoots up to 2,000 shillings. And even to paint that picture better, a cup of coffee in a high-end hotel goes for about 200 shillings, and it takes less than actually 5 grams to make that particular cup of coffee. And therefore you can see a farmer's 1 kg of coffee actually costs less, or he gets less than somebody who is actually buying that coffee and selling 1 cup of coffee or 1 cup of coffee in a restaurant. Therefore showing you what or how the impact of coffee farming, or the negative impact coffee farming has had on farmers. And farmers have actually said, we have seen farmers say that they are going to be uprooting coffee. And coffee, like you know, Wahiga, is one of the plants or crops that earn Kenya the most, or a lot of money in terms of foreign exchange. And that is how things are in Nyeri County. Wahiga, back to you in studio.
Thank you, Martin Munene, for that.